Well, guys, it finally happened. It finally happened. Kamala Harris actually gave a sit-down interview with a local, I believe, Philadelphia ABC reporter. Now, for some reason, I guess, Kamala Harris really loves ABC. Tampon Tim was not there. Folks, Kamala Harris was a disaster in this interview. She actually repeats some of the same talking points that she's actually said in the past. Also, she really tries to dodge the questions just like she did in the ABC debate. Now, this is not a debate, folks, but Kamala Harris, man, is not very competent whatsoever. I saw the whole entire interview, guys. Yeah, word salad, folks. The word salad is back. I guess Kamala Harris didn't actually have the questions in advance, and she really, really did expose herself. Now, apparently, she's actually going to be doing more interviews. I highly doubt that, guys. I highly doubt that, because this interview was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious, folks. Like, he'll ask her a question, and because it's actually a male local reporter, and she really tries to dodge around it. Okay? But let's go ahead, guys, and start a reaction to this interview. So I got it posted right over here on X. You guys can follow me at Real John Matrix. And this is ABC 6 Action News exclusive. So with that being said, guys, so let's go ahead and roll this.
Madam Vice President, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for your time today.
Hi.
Our audience appreciates your time as well.
Of course.
As you know, we're sitting here in a state and arguably in front of an audience that 54 days from now could decide the outcome of this presidential election.
Yeah.
You hear it more than I do. People want to know more about you and about your specific plans. At the debate the other night, you talked about creating an opportunity economy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we can drill down on that a little bit. When we talk about bringing down prices and
Okay, opportunity economy. He's probably asking, what does that actually mean? Because Kamala Harris has never really enunciated what that actually means. Now, he's asking her about bringing down prices. So let's go ahead and listen.
making life more affordable for people.
Yeah.
What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard. She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people, you know, construction workers and nurses and teachers. And I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, you know, but a lot of people will relate to this. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn.
Wow. People proud of their lawn. She's not answering the question, and that was cringy, folks.
You know, and I was raised to believe and to know that all people deserve dignity, and that we as Americans have a beautiful character. You know, we have ambitions and aspirations and dreams, but not everyone necessarily has access to the resources that can help them fuel those dreams and ambitions. So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people, and creating opportunity for people, for example, to start a small business. My mother, you know, worked long hours, and our neighbor helped raise us. We used to call her, I still call her, our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small business owners. I learned who they are from my childhood, and she was a community leader. She hired locally. She mentored. Our small businesses are so much a part of the fabric of our communities, not to mention, really, I think, the backbone of America's economy. So my opportunity economy plan includes giving startups a $50,000 tax deduction to start their small business. It used to be $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. But investing in people's innovative ideas and giving them the ability to go for it. Opportunity economy means, look, we don't have enough housing in America. We have a housing supply shortage. And what that means, in particular for so many younger Americans, the American dream is elusive. It's just actually not attainable. So part of my plan is to work with the private sector and housing developers to give them a tax credit, to be able to partner with us as the government, to build, and my goal is 3 million new homes by the end of my first term. In addition, to help people who just want to get their foot in the door, literally. And so giving first-time home buyers a $25,000 down payment assistance.
Yeah, you know what that's going to do, guys? That's actually going to increase the prices of homes. Also, the interest rates are pretty high right now too, guys. There's actually 2 homes on my block right now. One of the houses across the street from me, this lady actually bought it as an investment property, and she was selling it for X amount of dollars. She's already dropped the price down some more, and she can't drop it anymore because she's just going to lose money. She's actually willing right now, guys, just to rent it out and just to break even, with an option to actually purchase after a few years.
To be able.
And actually, I didn't mean to hit the button and started playing again. But when it comes to these interest rates, guys, people are already getting priced out the market. Now she wants to flood the market with more free money, man. It's just going to increase the prices of these homes, man. And these people that are actually buying homes, their real wages are down. They're down. So people are getting priced out the market.
To just get in the door, and then they will do the work that they need to do to save and to pay that mortgage and to build wealth for themselves and their family. These are some examples of what I mean when I talk about an opportunity economy, and a lot of it has to do with just the community I was raised in and the people that I admired, who work hard, and deserve to have, their dreams fulfilled because they're prepared to work for it.
You talked at the debate and at previous appearances about turning the page on the past. And in fact, here today in Johnstown, you're talking about a new way forward.
Yeah.
I think some people have a question, given maybe your current role as Vice President of the United States, how different you are from Joe Biden. And so I wonder if there are 1 or 2 spots, policy areas or approaches where you would say, I'm a different person.
Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. And, I offer a new generation of leadership. And so, for example, thinking about developing and creating an opportunity economy where it's about investing in areas that really need a lot of work, and maybe focusing on, again, the aspirations and the dreams, but also just recognizing that at this moment in time, some of the stuff we could take for granted years ago, we can't take for granted anymore. For example, another plan that I have that is a new approach is to expand the child tax credit to $6,000 for young families for the first year of their child's life, because that is obviously a very critical stage of development of a child. And a lot of young parents need the help to buy a car seat or a crib or clothes for their kids. And so my approach is about new ideas, new policies that are directed at the current moment. And also, to be very honest with you, my focus is very much in what we need to do over the next 10, 20 years to catch up to the 21st century around.
Now, here's the question, man. Here's a question that she will never, ever be able to dodge. You're in power right now with Joe Biden. Why have you not done that? Why have you not done that already? She could have easily went to Joe Biden and said, hey, let's get this done. Never did it, man. Because in all honesty, man, Kamala Harris is a fraud. She's actually to the left of Joe Biden. Everybody knows that, man. The media, for a while there, was actually trying to cover up her communism. But is combat the light, man. I mean, Kamala Harris, man, you definitely can't be trusted. During that debate, man, nobody was saying that she was actually good on the economy. So her opportunity economy doesn't seem like but the voters are actually buying it. Okay.
And again, capacity, but also challenges.
Crime and public safety are two major issues right at the forefront of voters' minds. In Philadelphia as well, where crime is a significant issue. When we talk about crime, the conversation turns to gun safety as well. And I think you actually probably caught a lot of people off guard, maybe a bit by surprise in the debate the other night when you mentioned that you are a gun owner. I know you said it in 2019 as well.
Yeah, I highly doubt that Kamala Harris is a gun owner. This is a woman that said we need to have a mandatory gun buyback. So for anybody to actually believe she actually has a gun, I highly doubt it.
I want to talk about your values on this issue. When it comes to gun ownership, where do you draw the line in America on gun ownership and gun use?
Well, like you said, Brian, I am a gun owner, and Tim Walz, my running mate, is also a gun owner. We're not taking anybody's guns away.
Yeah, but before you actually said you wanted to take people's guns away through mandatory gun buybacks. This woman's a liar.
I support the Second Amendment.
No, you don't. You don't support the Second Amendment.
And I support reasonable gun safety laws. Part of my approach to this is I was a career prosecutor for most of my career. I have personally prosecuted homicide cases. I have personally looked at autopsies. I have personally seen what assault weapons do to the human body. And so I feel very strongly that it is consistent with the Second Amendment and your right to own a gun to also say we need an assault weapons ban.
What is an assault weapon? That's my question right there. What is an assault weapon? An AR-15 is not an assault weapon. Now, Tampon Tim was talking about weapons of war. Guess what? You really can't even go out there and buy those guns. Fully automatic weapons, you really can't get them, guys. You can't do it. You can buy semi-automatic weapons. That's what an AR-15 is. 9mm, those type of weapons. When they're talking about banning assault weapons, they're really talking about everyday guns. Everyday guns. That's what she's talking about.
Literally tools of war. They were literally designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly.
You see? Right there, man. Weapons of war. These are not weapons of war. These are not.
I say we need universal background checks. The majority of NRA members support that. Why? Because it's just reasonable. You just might want to know before someone can buy a lethal weapon if they've been found by a court to be a danger to themselves or others. You just might want to know.
Two final questions, if I might.
Sure.
On the appeal of the man you were running against, as you drove here today, you likely saw a lot of Trump signs. He has an historic appeal in this country. And as you are someone running against him.
Oh, this question right here is really, this is, her answer is horrific, guys. Watch this.
And try to understand that, I wonder how you distill it. What do you understand his appeal to be? And how do you speak to his voters? Or maybe people who just share his values but are open to something else?
Based on experience and a lived experience, no. In my heart, I know. In my soul, I know that the vast majority of us as Americans have so much more in common than what separates us. And I also believe that I am accurate in knowing that most Americans want a leader who brings us together as Americans and not someone who professes to be a leader who is trying to have us point our fingers at each other. I think people are exhausted with that approach, to be honest with you. I think people want a leader who has common sense and tries to find common ground. I'm supported by over 200 Republicans.
Okay, she's supported by 200 Republicans, but listen into this.
Who worked for both Presidents Bush John McCain, Mitt Romney. I'm supported by the former Vice President Dick Cheney, former Congress member Liz Cheney.
Yeah, those type of quote unquote Republicans, these people are never Trumpers. And guess what? The MAGA crowd, people that's voting for Trump, don't like those people. It's just that simple, man. Dick Cheney, Republicans don't like him, man. Trump voters don't like him.
And I think people are more willing now, in light of the hate and division that we see coming out of Donald Trump, to say, hey, let's put country first. And I think that just makes us stronger and more healthy as a country. To say, look, we can all debate our differences around, various policies, but let's stop with the division. Like, enough of that. Let's bring everybody together.
And finally, as you introduce yourself to America in a new way, they've heard much of your story at the Democratic National Convention and in that debate earlier this week. If there's one thing that you wish Americans knew about who Kamala Harris is that you don't think they know yet, what would that be?
I don't know. I mean, probably it's not very different from anybody watching right now. I love my family. One of my favorite things that I lately have not been able to do is Sunday family dinner. I love to cook. I have incredible friends. My best friend from kindergarten is still my best friend. I think that, I have a career that really, and I said it the other day, as a career prosecutor, I never asked a victim of crime, were they a Republican or a Democrat. The only thing I ever asked them is, are you okay? And
Well, tell that to all the people, the criminals that you actually bailed out during the summer of blood in 2020 when they went out there and committed more crimes. Tell that to the victims of the people you actually let out of jail.
And I think that's the approach that most Americans want, regardless of who they voted for in the last election, in terms of turning the page and charting the way forward.
I imagine you're looking forward to cooking Sunday dinner again.
I am looking forward. Yes, I am looking forward to cooking. With the whole family gets involved, the kids each have their role. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Brian.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you have it, guys. There you have it right there. And she never answers the question on how will she actually appeal to Trump voters. I mean, John McCain, he's passed away, but he was a never Trumper. Mitt Romney's not voting for Trump. Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, they're not voting for Trump, man. And those people are very, very unpopular with the Republican base. Liz Cheney got blown out by over 30 points in a primary. Dick Cheney, before you, he had the lowest approval rating for a vice president. Mitt Romney, he's retiring. Nobody likes him. Yeah, so they have, man. That is Comrade Kamala Harris with her first sit-down interview. And to be honest, man, it was still softball. It was. I mean, this local reporter, not a national reporter, but local reporter, really didn't do any follow-up. I mean, Kamala Harris said nothing. Word salad. Yeah, this one was a joke, man. A complete joke. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we will catch you next time.